Good morning, everyone. It's Sunday morning. My name is Mike Rennick. I'm the senior broker, the team lead with Team Rennick Real Estate Services, Keller Williams on the Water. We're here today with Michael Garey, and I'm going to share a little bit more about Michael in just a second. I promised that this would be the summer that we would introduce Longboat Key. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to talk to the folks that live here, that play here, that spend time out on the island, that know the island the best. We're going to share the story of Longboat Key from their eyes. So I reached out. This is the first one we're doing to my friend Michael. Michael Garey is a proprietor of the one of the, what I would say the I'm prejudiced, but one of the best restaurants on the island. Don't tell anyone I said that, but it's the Lazy Lobster. And we're going to focus on businesses and restaurants and other videos. But today we're going to talk about Michael and his story. So, Michael, first of all, welcome. I appreciate you being here.
Michael, I'm honored and delighted to be your first invite for this, for this Facebook Live show. So I'm absolutely honored and delighted to be here, and thank you for having me.
I couldn't think of a better person to help kick this off. So let's begin, Michael. By the way, everyone, this is not professionally scripted. There's no professional photographers. This is live. This is live. Raw. It's unedited because that's the way we want to tell the story of the island. So, Michael, share in the beginning your involvement with Longboat Key, how you got here.
Started in 2009, Michael. I was, at that time, I was in the wine business.
Okay.
And I've been going up and down, selling all the way from Sarasota to, at the end of Anna Maria Island. And the restaurant at the center shops came available. And it was owned at the time by the owners of Cafe de Rope that I had worked for years ago. Mm-hmm. I was the general manager there for quite a long time. So they said the restaurant was available, and if I knew anybody, to please get in touch with them. And I said I certainly would do that. And the more I started thinking about it, I thought it was a great location. It had plenty of parking. It had good frontage from the road. It was easy to get in and out of, but the biggest problem in 2009 was the economy was in the tank. And so we were able to put together a deal. It came together really quickly. There wasn't anybody except my wife and my business partner, Bob Fracalasi, that thought this was a good idea. I mean, this was just the worst time to open a restaurant. It was the height of the downturn, and we opened up October 15th of 2009. And within 6 weeks, we pretty much knew we had a winner there. And
so that says something about you. You chose Longboat Key. Even during the worst times, we were all facing a lot of economic challenges back then. So Michael decided to focus on Longboat Key for his business. But Michael, one of the things I like most about Michael is not a taker. He just doesn't, he just doesn't have a good restaurant and people come and they go and he takes the money. Michael gives back more than anyone else, and I want to come back into that. That's how I actually met Michael. But what do you like about this island now that you're here and you're working here?
There's so much to like, Michael, but at the very top of the list, and two is a distant second, is the people on the island. And the people on the island are just, some of the nicest people you're going to encounter in all of Florida. They come from, all walks of life. But the thing that always strikes me is how intelligent the community is, how friendly the community is, how easy it is to strike up a conversation. I mean, you go to, to the public shopping center or the center shops, everybody's saying good morning, hello, how are you today? It's you don't see that much anymore, unfortunately, and it's certainly the thing that impresses me the most about the island. After that, it just comes down to all the things there are to do here. It's a great outdoor lifestyle that can be had. The island is meticulously maintained. There's good support services. And there's just so much to do here without leaving the island. But if you'd like to leave the island, it's just a short drive to Sarasota and all of its and all of its niceties as well.
So when you talk about things to do, you're talking about the golf courses, the beaches, sure, of course, the fine dining, places to ride your bike, right, the walks.
I mean, name an outdoor activity, you're in the height of it. There's so much to do here, and I think that's why when you look around, you see the vibrancy of the people that are here. There's no question that it's an elderly market, but the health and the vitality of the people that live here is striking when you take into the demographic. It's really impressive.
What's really unique now is the demographics are starting to change, and we're involved in a study taking a look at that. We're seeing the typical Longboat Key go through some transition in terms of families coming down here. We're predominantly a second home market on the island, but there's a lot of full-time residents, and the atmosphere in the summer and in the winter months are all fun and great things to do, but it's a little more laid back in the summer months. But we're seeing families come down here. We're seeing more young kids down here. There's school buses that go up and down Gulf of Mexico Drive.
If I may, one of the biggest changes that I've seen since 2009 is that we have a summer season now. I mean, there's definitely a 7 to 8 week period at the end of June to about the third week of August that the restaurant's busy, and I see that most of the weekly and monthly resorts are busy, and it's great to see. Really, honestly, when you look at the market from 2009, we have literally about 6 slow weeks now. And when we started, it was 3 or 4 slow months.
So we are seeing the changes. Now, I get a lot of phone calls asking me to get involved in community activities, and the first thing they tell me is Michael Garey's already agreed. Well, it's all over at that point. I don't even care what it is. If it's good enough for Michael, we want to be a part of that, working with him. But why don't you talk a little bit about one of my favorite, there's many things out here that are good, but where I first got even closer in terms of our relationship, our working relationship, was the lawn party that you led. Share a little bit about what happened.
It's a great event. The Kiwanis has put it on for years and years. I've had the great privilege of chairing it for 3 years. I had to take a step back last year because of family situations, but this is the signature event on the island, and it happens the first Saturday every December. Michael, you've been a sponsor. We raise in one day, we net in one day over $50,000 annually, and the money goes to local kids in the Sarasota and Manatee area for scholarships. So it's a great event. It's a local event. Everybody comes together. The island is so supportive of it. The town is so supportive of it. All the restaurants participate. It's a great day. And over 30 years now, it's been, and I've been, involved for a very long time, and it's a great event to be involved in.
What Michael is too modest to share is that he actually reaches out to all of his competitors. How many restaurants participate?
We get between 25 and 30. Thank you, Michael. They're, again, the reaching out it's no longer like I have to tug them in. They're certainly more than happy to participate as well. And it's very at the very core of the event. It is a food and wine event, and it's driven by the generosity of all the restaurants.
So it's everybody coming together,
correct,
competitors alike, supporting. It's the kids. It's
right.
This fun scholarship programs for folks in Sarasota and Manatee County. So the children. So it's all about reaching out and helping. I'm going to ask Michael to share another story about the kind of folks who are out here on Longboat Key. And Michael, this is interesting to me, being a retired IT director, that your computer system went down.
Oh, it's one of my favorite. When people ask me, about what tells the story of the kind of people that live out here. And I remember the night it was about 3.5 years ago, and we had a thunderstorm, and we had a blast of lightning that just knocked everything down. And it was busy, full, and it just turned to chaos. I could not, I've gotten that system up and running so many times. This night, I just couldn't do it. And times have changed with what you can and can't do with credit cards. We were talking earlier about the old knuckle busters. You can see, you can actually slide the credit card. You can't do that anymore because you're only allowed to see 4 numbers. So I let the entire house leave with just a phone number.
So you're talking about all your customers?
All the customers. The entire I couldn't give them a check. I couldn't pay the bill, so they left with a phone number. So I told them that give me the morning to try to get this straightened out, and we'll start reaching out to them by by the end of the morning. Michael, I walked in at 8:00 the next morning, and they were already calling in with their credit card numbers. And they're like, just write it down. We trust you. We're not worried about it. Here it is. We got the system back up and running by the end of the day. And it took, because there were a couple of them, it took a while to track down. But by 7:00 that evening, I had reached and settled with every guest that had dinner there. Now, if you think about it, I asked for a phone number. Mm-hmm. Now this speaks volumes, not just to the people of Longboat Key, but the people who visit Longboat Key. Because if you're a tourist from out of town, all you had to do is write down the wrong phone number and you got a free dinner. It was pretty much that simple. And everybody, without exception, came through, and that entire tab was settled. And I'd be hard. Could you think of a community in another community that would be likely to happen? I can't.
It just shows the kind of folks that visit here, eat here, and live here. We do have a unique island here. Yes. And Michael, you have a busy schedule. I appreciate you taking time out early this Sunday morning. It speaks volumes for the kind of folks that we have out here wanting to tell their stories so other folks can see what we're all about. Any last minute thoughts you'd want to share with anyone?
Well, we're going to have 10 years coming up in 2019. That'll be our 10th year on the island. And it's been life-changing for myself, my family, my business partners, the employees. We've had employees, as you know, there from day one, and a lot of them have been there a very long time. And the support from this island for that restaurant makes it easy to support the things that are going on around Longboat Key. It's a give and take, and the island's been so supportive, and it's been a life-changing decision for me to come out here, and one of the best decisions I've ever made in my entire life.
Well, we're the lucky ones having you out here, Michael. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate that. I'm looking forward.
I'm delighted to be the first one to do this, and I hope there wasn't too many fall paths.
You did a great job on this thing.
Thanks.
Here's what helps, and I'll be very selfish. Sitting next to me makes you look good.
Oh God, come on! I was going to say those. You did such a great job.
No. So, Michael, thank you very much. Take care.
Pleasure was ours. Thank you.